Hey, we back. I'm here on OwO Bot once again, and we are talking about something that I've talked about many times before, but I'm trying to be a bit more explicit with it because it's always good to spread the word about these things. No one gets it. So, buying Nitro and other things with OwO Cowoncy. How does that work? How do you do it? Where do you do it? All the rest of it. That is not what we're talking about today, because the bottom line is that you can't. That's the quick answer. You cannot do that. You should not do that because it's against the OwO Bot rules. Let's scroll down to the OwO Bot server and take a quick look, shall we? Let's take a quick look. If I just check the pinned messages on this help thing, we will very quickly see this big message here. Just a friendly reminder, you cannot trade bot currency or tickets for anything outside the bot. So it includes Nitro, Spotify, Netflix, Cash, or any other bot currency. You will be banned immediately. That's something that most people that use the bot don't seem to realise. It was in the rules that you accepted when you first started on the bot. So you should probably know that, but I'm pretty sure the majority of players on the bot don't realise it, and I get many DMs asking me about it. So if that's not what the video is about, then what are we here for? Well, first I just wanted to make it very clear about the whole Nitro thing and the rest of it, because like I say, many people do not realise that, and I'm hoping that people that do not realise that may click on this video and then start to realise that. Maybe don't attempt, right, because you are likely to get banned, right? But secondly, I kind of wanted to explain why people think that, because of course there's a reason that everyone thinks that. We're going to have a look at the top money leaderboard globally, right? Now, getting on this leaderboard is very difficult in terms of getting very high up on it. You may think, oh, 10k money is really hard to come by, and that's not really true, but I'll tell you what, 30 billion is pretty hard to come by. And if we have a look at the top money, okay, it's 4 billion at the moment, but that's still pretty hard to come by. No one is realistically getting up here unless they put in some pretty major effort. So how do you get up here? Now, these people got up here by selling tickets, which we'll probably get to later in the video. But you'll find that there are people that want to get on here through illegitimate ways. In fact, people have been at the top of the leaderboard through illegitimate ways and then have been banned. And one way to do this, obviously, is to buy something like I don't know, hacked Minecraft accounts or something like that and sell them on for OwO Cowoncy at a huge rate to people that don't know how to play the bot, and then they get such a large amount of money they get high up on the leaderboard. That is certainly one way to do it. It will get you banned, which is why none of the people currently on the leaderboard have been doing that, but it is a way that people have attempted in the past, right? And when you are talking to people that are offering to give you Nitro, Minecraft accounts and all the rest of it, what they're trying to do most likely is get on the top of this leaderboard and then, you know, for a much cheaper price than it would cost for these people selling tickets, right? You'll also find that there'll be different steps in the process. So one person might be giving away Nitro in terms of currency and then selling the currency to someone else for real money who's then trying to get on the leaderboard himself. Or it's all very complicated economy and stuff, and it's all black market based because of course it's all not allowed on the bot or on Discord or anything else for that matter. But it does stand to reason that there are people that try to do that, and it is possible to find them. Will they get banned? Probably. Will you get banned? Also probably. But that doesn't mean it's impossible to find them, right, if you look in the right places. Now, don't ask me where the right places are to look. I don't know, because I play the bot legitimately. I don't sell Nitro or Minecraft accounts or anything else, and neither does anyone else I know, because that's not how the bot works. But yes, this does happen, and that's why a lot of people try to go along with it, I suppose you could say. Right, so if you are one of those people, then I suggest you don't do that and you get money a different way. Now, I do not have anywhere near as much money as these people, but I have a pretty respectable amount of money. How did I get that money? Well, funnily enough, I played the bot. I hunted mostly, or, you know, collected my daily and things like that, right? That's how you get money on the bot. Legitimately, right? And you can get plenty of money doing that. I don't even grind on the bot that much anymore, not gonna lie. Maybe do my hunt bot every day and that's about it, right? In comparison with these people, it's clearly nothing, right? But it still works perfectly reasonably. So what are you doing with your money if you're not spending on Minecraft accounts and Nitro and all the rest of it? Well, I'll be honest, there's actually not really anything to do with money on OwO Bot. Money is actually pretty much useless, which is the other reason I think it's hilarious that so many people try to get money. Are you trying to get on the money leaderboard? Because trust me, you're not going to overtake these people. Or are you trying to do something illegitimate, in which case you're going to get banned? Well, what can you actually do? There's two main things that you can do with OwO Bot money. First, we're going to have a look at the OwO shop. In the shop, we have rings, and you'll start to notice that these rings can get expensive. The fabled ring at the top there, 10 million. That is not a small amount. So rings, wow, that must be a really important thing. A really, really big part of the bot is a really major spend that you're putting into these things. Well, no. These rings are cosmetic, actually. They do absolutely nothing. Now, technically, a ring will let you marry someone, and that'll basically double the amount of money you get from your OwO daily, which is pretty cool. But is there a difference between the common ring and the fabled ring? No, not at all. You can marry someone with the common ring, and you get the same bonus as if you married them with the fabled ring. So this makes no difference at all. Now, personally, if I was marrying someone on OwO Bot, which I've done, I would probably use the epic or mythical ring, something like this, because it's enough to spend that you're like, oh, you've put a bit of effort in, but it's not enough to spend that you're actually losing any significant amount of money. So that's personally what I would do. You can buy any ring that you want. That's perfectly reasonable, and you can do whatever you want with it. Maybe you do want to get the fabled ring. It's a bit of a flex, you know? You marry someone with a fabled ring, that's cool. But realistically, it doesn't make any difference. So there's no point spending on rings particularly. What's the other thing that you can do with it? Well, we're back to the tickets. You can buy tickets with currency. Now, ticket is not something you can buy in the OwO shop. You have to buy that from another person who buys it from Patreon. OwO Bot has a Patreon, which we've talked about before. I've made a video on the Patreon before, and you can buy tickets through that. Ticket will give you 1 month of the lowest tier of Patreon, which will allow you to get some Patreon animals. As you can see, I have a few Patreon animals because I was gifted 1 ticket for Christmas at the start of this year, which is pretty nice. So this is my 1 month worth of Patreon animals. Of course, if you get a lot of Patreon tickets or buy it yourself, then you can get a lot of Patreon animals. There's also these common Patreon ones. You see you've got the shiny Patreon, and then you've got the regular Patreon. These ones you used to be able to get with Patreon gems as well. So I got a couple of those with Patreon gems. Unfortunately, you can't tell that anymore, but trust me, okay? So yeah, that's basically what you get for that. Now, are these worth having, and are they worth the 2 million currency that it will cost you if you do want to buy a ticket? Well, that's up for debate. Are Patreon animals the best animals here? No, absolutely not. The best animals here is going to be the hidden ones, realistically, down here. There's also some pretty nice special pets, which you get for limited time events, and they'll always be going past on the bot. You can get some nice animals in all the tiers, like Sloth from the bot tier is pretty good. Maybe if you want to do a particular team, you could be using Fish or Spider, which are only gem animals, you know? You can use all manner of animals from your zoo. You don't need to be using the best ones. The ones with the most stats are not necessarily best, as admittedly the hidden ones are often best, but like fabled animals have really high stats but actually aren't particularly good. So yeah, it really depends. You have to think about more than just the amount of stats that it's got, and certainly more than the rarity. I mean, we can always talk about Snail and how it's common, but really good stats. So the Patreon animals sometimes are worth having, sometimes are not. It really depends, and buying a Patreon ticket if you want to get some might be cool, but I wouldn't say that you rely on it in order to make your team good. The best teams on the bot are not going to be comprised of Patreon animals, so there's no reason to buy Patreon tickets particularly. But yeah, it's up to you. You can absolutely do that if you want. And that's basically it. That's what you spend your money on. Your Patreon animals through tickets, and your rings for cosmetics. So that's about it, really. Now, I also mentioned that selling these tickets is how these people get a lot of money, and that's true. What these people are doing in order to get a lot of money, here's the secret, right? What they will do, they will buy tickets using their Patreon, actual real money that they give to the bot, and then they sell those tickets to other people in return for OwO currency. So what does this mean? This means that they literally bought their money. It makes the leaderboard pretty pay to win, and this is why I say don't expect to get up here, because these guys are serious. Now, admittedly, they didn't pay that much money in order to get on the leaderboard. There's probably many people backing them up and giving them money. on their servers or something like that, in order to help them get higher up on the leaderboard. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this, but the bottom line is, yes, they paid probably a lot of money, as did probably a lot of other people, to get them high up on the leaderboard. And if you want to be doing the opposite and turning your money into real money, which I will remind you is against the rules of the bot, what you're not going to be wanting to do is anything that these guys are doing, because these guys are doing the opposite. They're putting money into the bot and getting currency back, and that is allowed. Of course that's allowed. That's done through Patreon. It's official. And Scuttler, the guy that makes the bot, he wants to have some money, you know? What he doesn't want is people making money off of his product, which is why it's against the rules. So yeah, there you go. That's pretty much that. Now, I think I've said everything that I want to say in this. Basically, let's sum it up. Firstly, you cannot trade things on the bot for Nitro and Minecraft accounts and whatever the hell. Do not do it. You will get banned. Secondly, the people that have a lot of money all got it through legitimate ways, mostly spending in real life money themselves on Patreon, and they did not do what you are trying to do. Number 3, there is not much to spend money on in the bot anyway. It's pretty much useless, so earning money in the bot is not actually a great use of your time anyway. I would suggest doing something else. Of course, if you do want to get up on this money leaderboard, you are welcome to try, and I would suggest you do it through legitimate means such as hunting, right? That's how I got my money. I got it all through hunting. I haven't bought any tickets, I haven't spent any money, I just hunted. That's how I got my money. And I got mine a long time ago. I don't get any money anymore. But yeah, that's basically that. There you go. That's the video. We're about done here. Hopefully you, I don't know if enjoyed is the right word, because this is basically just me having a rant. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Sure, why not? Let's go with that. And hopefully those that wanted to break all of the OwO Bot rules and clicked on the video to help them do that, now realise that they shouldn't. How's that sound? Anyway, I'm gonna end this video here. That'll be fun. So I will see you next time. Bye!